Great. And so you can go ahead and find a comfortable seat. As always, whatever that looks like for you this evening in your body. And then if it feels safe in your body, in your environment, to let your eyes close down, invitation to do so. You're always welcome to keep your eyes open and soften your gaze as well. And before we move into shapes and postures and balance, taking a moment to ground into this space and transitioning out of your day thus far and moving into the nuances of your breath and following the inhale and following the exhale. As you start to track the in and out breath, notice how your body responds. It might be more of a lift, it might be more of an expansion. Noticing how your body moves on the inhale and how your body moves on the exhale. Noticing that natural rhythm, right? That natural ebb and flow, the body breath connection. And this could be your entire practice. We are going to move. However, this could be the practice, right? The noticing. Excuse me. Big inhale. And exhale. Take a few more here at your pace. You're welcome to stay exactly as you are. If you'd like to, maybe you bring a hand to heart, hand to belly, or both hands find one another at your heart space. And taking a moment to set your personal intention or your dedication, allowing the next few breaths to be in this space, personal space, and creating something that is meaningful for you as we move through our practice this evening. And take another deep breath in. And option this time to let it go with a sigh. If palms are lifted, gently release your hands back down towards your leg. You're always welcome to keep your eyes closed, or if you'd like, you can open the lids of your eyes. And let's start in the upper body. So bring your hands down to the sides, left and right. Sits bones firmly grounded, low abdominals slightly draw in and up to find core stability to strengthen through the back. Nice. And then as you inhale, sweep your arms all the way up and overhead. Option to look up if that feels okay on your neck this early, and then flip your palms out. Take a big reach down. As your hands reach down, take your chin back down towards your chest, lengthening your neck. We'll move through that two more times. Inhale, sweep up, look up. And exhale, flip your palms out, hands towards the floor, chin towards your chest. Let's take that one more time. Inhale, sweep up. Nice job. As you exhale, take your arms nice and wide, fingers to the floor, chin towards your chest. And then keep your fingertips connected. Slowly take it side to side. So one ear towards one shoulder, doesn't matter which one. And gently drop down through center as you slowly bring your opposite ear towards the opposite shoulder. So you might move faster or slower than I'm going. Noticing what's going on in the side of your neck, in the back side of your shoulders. And the next time your chin comes down through center, go ahead, stay there. Lift up from the back side of your head so that you're coming back to a neutral spine. As you inhale, take your left arm up and overhead. We'll walk it over to a lateral stretch. So walk over to the right. And then you can stay here or take that top hand, bend into your elbow, bring your hand down to the nape of your neck. Maybe a little self assist here. You kind of like lift up on the skull. Stay here and breathe, or you can start to shift your gaze so that you're looking up. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Nice. One more here. If your elbow is bent, slowly start to re-extend your left arm. Lift from your left fingertips, come all the way back up to center, hands to the floor. Take a moment at neutral. And as you're ready, inhale, take your right arm up, take it over to the left. Again, stay here or bend into your top arm. Hand comes down towards the base of your skull. Maybe you do that little assist, that slight little lift. Stay here, or as you rotate, send your gaze up. That's going to cause the elbow to go back, a little bit of rotation in the mid torso. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more here. Next inhale, we'll re-extend your top arm if the elbow is bent. Lift up from your right fingertips, come all the way back up to center. Again, pause for just a moment. And then walk your hands onto your knees or to your thighs. As you inhale, slightly roll your shoulders back, lift up your torso. Maybe you look up towards spinal extension. And as you exhale, strengthen your core as you curl in, contracting your front body, opening your lower, middle, upper back. So moving through a seated cow and cat, imagine that you can lift and lengthen on the inhale. And as you exhale, curl yourself in, creating some space in that back body. Take three more at your own pace. So again, you might go faster or slower than me. And two more. And last one. Nice. Bring yourself back up to center. Continuing to work our way down, moving towards Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet find one another. And then up to you, feet can be further forward or further back. So that's going to change the shape a little bit. Knees drop towards the floor or towards blocks. Hands find your feet. Lift up on the inhale. Maybe today you stay with a tall spine, or if you're ready and you'd like to, you can start to hinge at your hip points, folding forward. Hands can stand on your feet. You might walk your hands wide. Maybe you bring them down to some blocks. And 4 full cycles of breath here. And two more. As you inhale, start to look forward, lift up through your torso to a tall spine. Gently draw your knees towards one another. If you're on a blanket or a towel, you can slide off. We'll come all the way onto the floor. You can set your props off to the side for the time being. I want to keep it in the side body a bit longer. So take your time, find your way onto the floor. Keep your knees bent for just a moment so that you can transition the weight from a seated position to a reclined position. And then as your low back and hips feel a bit more settled, you can slowly start to extend one leg and then the other. As you feel ready, take your arms all the way up and overhead, stretching from your toes all the way up to your fingers. Oh, I found some plants behind me. And then start to take your feet to the lower left, keeping your sits bones onto the floor. And as you're ready, wiggle your upper body to the upper left, keeping both shoulders on the floor. So really creating some space in your right side body. Couple options here. I'm going to stay right here with my feet and arms separated. However, if you'd like, you can take your right ankle atop your left ankle, maintaining more or less extended legs. Maybe you bend into your elbows, grabbing opposite elbows, or take your left hand somewhere onto your right forearm or tricep, or excuse me, right forearm or wrist, giving a little extra and breathe. Another big breath in and a breath out. Start to walk yourself back to center. However, take your arms wide, keep your legs wide. So your hips and shoulders and spine will come back to more of a neutral shape, keeping that expansion of your limbs. Take a full breath in and exhale. One more here. As you feel ready, start to walk it to the other side. So feet will find their way to the lower right. Arms and upper body will walk their way to the upper right, this time bringing our attention into the left side body. So again, you might choose to stay here. Left ankle might stack atop the right ankle. You might find bends into your elbows or maybe find some space on your left arm. And this side might be similar or it might be rather different. So meeting this side where it's at, right? Not just doing the same thing on each side, but kind of checking out what's going on the left side today. And take another breath in and a breath out. One more. Once more, start to walk yourself back to neutral. Feet will go nice and wide. Arms will reach nice and wide. Full breath in. Option to let it go with a sigh. One more here. When you're ready, slide your arms down by your sides, keeping your palms facing up, and then bend into your knees so that your feet find the floor, but feet are staying about as wide as your mat. Option to stay here, or if you want, you can find a windshield wiper, giving a little drop left and right. Moving at your own pace here, shifting the weight from side to side, noticing any transition in the low back area, and noticing what's happening in your hips. If you are taking a windshield wiper, gently bring both of your feet back to center. Heel toe your feet together so they're about hip width distance apart. And then you can take your left leg long, draw your right knee in towards your chest. If for any reason the left leg extended causes any pain in the front of that left hip flexor, you can always keep your left foot onto the floor. Take a few circles with your right knee. Again, doesn't matter which way you start. We're just circling the right knee, exploring some mobility in that right hip. And then as you're ready, start to reverse your direction. And then bring your right knee all the way back to center. Okay. If your left leg's extended, go ahead, activate. So left toes are going to draw back. So we've got some action happening in the left leg. Flex into the right foot, and then find a half happy baby. So lots of options. You might hold on to the back of your thigh. You might hold on to your calf. Maybe first two fingers wrap around your big toe. You grab the outer blade of that right foot. So it's going to be up to you the variation that you take. Gently draw your knee down towards your armpit. And then we're going to add a little bit of a stabilizer. So imagine, we're not going to actually do this, but imagine you can take your right foot all the way up, but you've got your hand connected to your leg. So you're not going to let your leg actually go. So you're going to push up. I'm really pushing. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm pushing up through my right foot. I'm drawing down with my right hand so that my leg is starting to activate. Hold for 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release the effort. So you kind of soften. Yeah. Go ahead, bend into your knee, hug that knee into your chest. Maybe you take a couple more circles here. It's a lot of work. All right. And then bring that right knee back to center. Release your right leg down as you bend into your left knee. And then take a moment, just notice the difference. Subtle work, but you might notice a big difference in left to right. And then we'll take it to the other side. So this time, right leg will extend long. Left knee draws in towards your chest. Take a couple circles here. Again, doesn't matter which way you go. And then as you feel ready, reverse the direction. And come back to center. Start to activate through your right leg. So draw those right toes back if your leg's extended. Flex into your left foot. And then again, find a half happy baby on this side. Variation might be different on this side. Gently draw your knee in the direction of your left armpit or shoulder. Take a moment to find the shape, and then we're going to find that activation. So again, it's as if my left foot wants to press up, but my left hand isn't going to allow it. So I'm starting to find that activation. Take an inhale. As you exhale, imagine you can push your foot up. Keep breathing. Stay with the activation for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Gently hug that knee back in towards your chest. Either stay at neutral, or again, it might feel nice to find a couple circles in one direction or the other. Okay. Bring your left knee back to center. Release your foot to the floor, and then bring your right knee in to meet it. Take a moment at pause. Press to your feet, roll over to one side or the other, and we'll press up to a tabletop position. So from here, you might choose to bring a blanket underneath your knees for additional support. Also, if you want to have a block, I'm going to set a block at the front of my mat at this point, just so it's accessible and I have it there for later. Okay, so as you find yourself in tabletop, let's bring it back into the back and the spinal movement. Shoulders over wrist, hips over knees, more or less. As you inhale, drop your belly, look forward, find that extension. As you exhale, find that strength in your front body, open up as you round into cat. Let's take 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. And last one. Come back to a neutral spine. Take your right foot to the back of your mat. Toes are going to connect down. So I'm connecting the foot at the back. Yes. And then a couple pulses back. So sending your heel back, rock forward and back. What's happening in your wrists, your shoulders, that right calf muscle. And then as you're ready, start to transition the weight into your palms. Press down as you extend your right leg back. Yes. Bend into your right knee. So I've got about a 90-degree bend, sole of the foot's towards the ceiling. Then we're going to pulse up. So you're engaging the right glute. I'm going to tap my right knee somewhere behind my left knee. Yes. And then inhale, a little bit of a lift. Yes. And lower. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. So using the muscular strength rather than momentum. Last one. The next time you lift your right leg, you can lower your knee about hip height, re-extend your right leg. Next, shift the weight to your right hand, take your left arm forward. Now, this is where you might choose to stay, or as you exhale, keep the momentum. I laugh. Keep the momentum going, but not the momentum, right? Draw the elbow to knee, and then inhale, extend. Momentum of the movement, moving with the strength. Nice. We got 2 more here. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. Last one. Keep your right leg lifted. Release your left hand back down to the ground. Bring your right toes back down to the floor. And I just want to turn around for this. Ground down through your back right heel. Left hand to the floor, or here's where you might want to grab a block. And then that left foot, I'm going to open it up just a little bit to help. If you want to keep it in line, that's going to test the balance a bit more. I'm going to open my left foot up a little bit on the diagonal. As you inhale, take your right arm up towards the ceiling. So this, yes, yeah. So it's kind of like this variation of extended side angle. Stay here or shift up onto your right toes and then start to lift your right leg towards. Yes, I know there's a lot of, yeah, nice. Push down to the base hand, lift up, send your heel back as much as your crown goes forward. Take another breath in. Exhale, release your right foot to the floor. Gently bring your right hand to the floor. Pivot back so your left shin is in place, right toes. Step back to a high plank, hold. And then lift up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment of pause here. You might choose to be in stillness. You might choose to find movement. And then as you're ready, inhale up to your tippy toes. Slowly lower down, bending your knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees find the floor, tuck or untuck your toes, walk your hands back in place so we're back in a tabletop shape. And then let's take that to the other side. Left toes lift to the back, keeping your toes onto the floor. Take a couple pulses first. Just checking out what's going on in that calf. Yeah. As you're ready, shift your weight forward, lift your left leg, keep the energy out through the heel, and then bend into your left knee. Little pulse ups, you're engaging that glute. Yeah, and then left knee taps behind the right. Yep, exactly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. 3 more. Staying with the breath. The next time you lift, bring your left knee about hip height, re-extend your left leg. I'm really energizing through that back heel. Shift the weight into your left hand, take your right arm forward. Again, option to stay right here, work the balance. Or as you exhale, contract around elbow to knee. Inhale as you extend. Exhale, contract. 3 more. Full breath in to reach. Full breath out to move in. Last one. Inhale, reach forward and back. Right hand to the floor, left toes to the floor at the back of your mat, and then pivot that left foot down. Option to open your right foot up a little bit, right hand to the floor or a block, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Again, you might want to stay here. Maybe you shift up onto those left toes and start to lift your left leg up. Really think of energizing through that back heel. Push down to your base hand just as much as you reach up through that top hand. Yes. Big breath in. And One more inhale. As you exhale, left foot finds the floor. Gently bring your left hand to the floor and then pivot back onto those back toes. Right shin comes back in line. Step back to a high plank, hold. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, about 2 to 3 rounds of breath here, either staying still or finding some movement. Maybe flutter out your lips, let out a sigh. Soft bend to your knees, look forward, make your way to the front of your mat, Uttanasana. Option to stay here, maybe you take a ragdoll, bit of a sway side to side, shake your head yes and no, bend and extend your legs. If you do have opposite elbows, let your hands fall back down. Inhale, slide up to your half lift. For this first one, walk your hands to your hips. Generous bend to your knees, push down, rise, tall Tadasana. Okay, we're going to take a little bit more fluid movement. That was kind of concentrated, so kind of get the energy out. All right, here we go. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, soft bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, palms to the ground, step your right foot back. Drop your back knee, tuck or untuck. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, stay here, cactus the arms. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, frame your front foot. Nice. Tuck the back right toes, lift the right knee. We're going to pivot to the right. One time Skandasana, bend the back right knee. Pivot to the front, low runner's lunge. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, this time fold back down. Soft bend, press down, rise up, Utthita Tadasana. Exhale, hands to your heart. Release Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, forward fold. Moving with your breath, half lift. Exhale, palms to the ground, step your left foot back. Drop your knee, tuck or untuck. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, open your heart. Inhale, lift up, nice. Exhale, palms to the ground. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. We're pivoting to the left, dance it out, bend into the back knee. Pivot back to the front, low runner's lunge, yes. Back foot to meet the front foot, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend to your knees, press down, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Release down, Tadasana. Adding on, inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms to the ground. Step your right foot back. This time, option to keep the knee lifted. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, cactus your arms, bend your knee. Inhale, lift up. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, bend. 1 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift up. Arms stay high, bend into the back knee. 1 more breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground. Pivot to the right, Skandasana 1 time. Dance back to the front, low runner's lunge. Look forward and lengthen. Back foot to meet the front foot, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Press to your feet, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart, Tadasana. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms to the ground, left foot leads as you step back. Option to keep the left leg lifted. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knee. Nice. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Last one like this. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend, arms stay high. Bend into your high lunge. 1 more inhale. Exhale, palms to the ground. Pivot to the left, Skandasana. Back to the front, low runner's lunge. Switching up this time, front foot to meet the back foot, high plank. Lower down with or without knees all the way to belly. Untuck your toes, elbows draw in, lift up to a baby cobra, and then exhale, forehead down. 2 more times here, baby cobra, back body strength. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Tuck your toes underneath, reverse tabletop or reverse push-up. Take your time. Find your way to down dog. We'll stay here for 3. Last one here. Actively connect your left foot to the floor. Inhale, sweep your right leg high. Exhale, roll forward towards a high plank. Right knee in the direction of your nose, little crunch. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, step your right foot through between your hands. We're going to switch it up this time. Ground the back heel. Press down, rise up. Warrior 2. Take your time to find your footing. Find that core strength. Engage the back leg. And then settle down into your warrior for a moment. Inhale. We're going to hold this. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Flip your palm up and back. Reverse your warrior. Exhale. Windmill your hands. Pivot on the back toes. So you're in a low runner's lunge. Stay here. Maybe you would bring a block under your left hand. Left knee stays lifted, or you can lower. Push down as you lift your right arm up, finding a twist. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Another inhale. Keep drawing that right hip back. Exhale. Release your top right hand down. I'm going to set my block to the side, look forward and lengthen. Bend the back knee, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Okay, feet are about hip width distance. Deep bend, rise up, Utkatasana, wide stance. So with a little bit of wider stance, my feet are about hip width. Yes, distance apart. Adding on, inhale, extend and lengthen. And then exhale, bend. You're going to reach back towards that skier's pose. Yes, 2 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. 1 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Nice. This time, inhale, extend. Bring your hands to your heart. Release Tadasana. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soft bend, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Palms to the ground, step 1 foot back, then the other, high plank. Shift forward, vinyasa of your choice, or skip it, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Once you arrive, 3 full cycles of breath. Start to shift the weight into your right foot. So right foot is grounded down. From there, lift the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, roll forward towards a high plank, knee in the direction of your nose. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Ground down through your back heel. As you feel ready, press down, rise up. Take your time to find your warrior. Yes. And then we're going to hold. We're going to stay in the strength. Find the strength of your core. Engage through your legs. Really think of that grounding, like press into your feet. Imagine the energy can kind of pull up. You find that core strength, and then you radiate out. Yeah. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more here. And last one. Flip the front palm, reach up and back to reverse. As you're ready, exhale, windmill your hands down, pivot onto your back toes. Option to drop your knee. Maybe you bring a block underneath your right hand. Push down as you lift your left arm up for the twist. Draw back on that left hip. Stay here for a breath in. Stay here for a breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. Release your top hand to the floor. You can set your block off to the side, look forward and lengthen. Back foot to meet the front foot, Uttanasana. Second round, little different. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms to the ground. Deep bend into your knees, rise up to your wide leg Utkatasana. And then arms can stay up. Maybe you bring your hands to your heart. Start to shift the weight into your right foot. Lift your left leg up just a little bit so that right hip is really powering up. Yep. And then bring your left foot to the floor. Ooh, shift the weight to the left foot. Lift the right foot up a little bit. Yes. That's going to be the flow. So we're going to shift weight side to side. Take it slow enough that, again, your muscles are working rather than the momentum. I'm out of breath. You might move faster or slower than I'm going. Okay, do it one more time each side. So I know everyone's at a slightly different pace. Nice. Okay, here we go. Both feet to the floor. Keep the knees bent, re-extend your arms. This time as you exhale, straighten your legs, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms to the ground, step back, hop back, anything you'd like. Vinyasa of your choice. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. Shift the weight to your left foot. This time, use your strength to step your right foot forward. Take your time to wiggle it up there, and then ground down through your back heel. If you're down there, I'm going to have my block at the front of my mat. Press down, rise up, warrior two. Okay, so we're going to add the balance this time. Straighten out through your front leg, and then I'm going to heel toe that back foot in a little bit. I'm going to start off as if I'm heading to Trikonasana. So I've got my back hand on my hip, my right arm's going to reach forward. And then keep a little buoyancy to the front leg so we're not locking out. Start to reach forward and down. So looking for your block. And then like we did earlier, getting a little buoyancy in that back leg. So you can bend into your knee here as deeply as you need to. And then I'm going to wiggle my foot in more. I realized my back leg was too far away. Start to push down as you lift up. And here's where you might come back to what we did earlier, where you're really sending that back heel back, right? That left hip is looking to head in the direction of stacking. Energize through the back foot. Push down to the base hand just as much as you reach up to the top hand. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Stay here and breathe. One more inhale. Take a generous bend to your base leg, reach that left foot back, and eventually step back all the way to warrior two. Yes. Straighten the front leg, hands to your hips, pivot on your toes. And then you might want to bring a block with you if you're using it. I'm going to bring a block to the back. We're going to take that to the other side. So again, you can straighten your leg, reach out. You're going to kind of visit Trikonasana, reaching down. Once you get there, you can then determine how much do I want to bend? How much do I want to walk my back foot in? So this is going to be a little different for everyone. Start to shift the weight into that front foot. Really think of grounding. Use the outside line of that hip strength to help lift. Send your right heel back. And then maybe you take your right arm up. Push down just as much as you reach up. Reach forward just as much as you reach back. Big breath in. And out. Two more. Last one. Bring your top hand to your hip. Take a generous bend to that base leg. Step all the way back. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg, hands to the hips. Pivot to the long edge of your mat. And then you might pigeon toe, or you might take your heels forward and toes back. Lift up and lengthen. Send your hip points back as your torso starts to reach forward. Hands can walk down to the floor or onto a few blocks. And then it's up to you. Maybe you want to take more traditional wide leg forward fold. You might want to walk your hands forward, maybe tent your fingertips. A little bit more of a hybrid here, shifting the weight to the heels. And take a deep breath in. And this time, maybe let it go with a sigh. You notice you were holding your breath in the balance. One more cycle of breath in wherever you are. And out. And start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Pivot to the front of your mat, low runner's lunge. Step back to a high plank hold. Shift forward with or without your knees lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Untuck your toes, elbows draw in, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one here. Inhale. And exhale. From this space, roll over onto your back. Again, it might feel nice to bend your knees once you arrive. Take a moment from the standing. Oh, let it settle into the floor. Yeah. Okay. So we did a lot of strengthening, right? A lot of focusing on building. So we're going to take a moment to move back into length. As you feel ready, take your right heel towards the ceiling. Maybe some point and flex, some circles in that ankle. Nice. And as you're ready, bring your right foot to a flex position, slight external rotation, toes out to the right. Bend into your right knee, right ankle to left thigh. And then option to stay, maybe right hand gently presses away. If you'd like, you can draw your left knee in towards your chest. Perhaps extend the left heel if that feels appropriate. And breathe. And take another breath in. And out. Bend into your extended leg if it's lifted. Release your left foot to the floor. And as you're ready, right leg can reach high. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right foot down to the floor. As you feel ready, left heel lifts up. Again, you might point and flex, maybe a couple circles here. And then when you're ready, come back to that flex position. Left toes to the left ankle to your right thigh. Option to gently press your knee away, stay here. Again, this side might be the same, it might be different. So you might choose to hug that right knee in, take your right heel high, and breathe. If your right leg is lifted, slowly return your foot to the floor. As you inhale, re-extend your left heel and exhale. And take a moment of pause, maybe hand to heart, hand to belly once more. And then check in. Notice what might be needed in this moment. And if you would like to continue movement, we'll move into our 2 minutes of organic movement. So I'll keep track of time. Move as your body is requesting, and I'll give you the halfway mark. Maybe these extra 2 minutes are minutes you'd like to spend in Shavasana or constructive rest. And so if that's what's coming up for you, honoring that space and allowing yourself to find a comfortable position. If you are taking movement, specifically asymmetrical movement, begin to transition to the opposite side. And if you're still in any form of movement, you can slowly begin to come into a comfortable space of rest. And lots of options of what that might look like for you. Letting out a big sigh once you arrive. And then giving your next few moments in a place of rest and integration. And very slowly begin to bring awareness back into your breath. As your breath starts to move through you, bringing that awareness into your physical body, taking soft and gentle movement to reawaken. If you are lying down on the floor in your own time, begin to transition onto either your left or right side. And from that space, eventually making your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Once more, invitation to either find one hand towards your heart, one hand towards your belly, or both hands connected towards your heart center. And take a deep breath in. And as you're ready, let it go. One more like this. Inhale. And exhale. And thank you for exploring both strength and stability, as well as movement and fluidity, and for taking time in your breath, in your body, and for sharing your practice with a community. Namaste.